Hey, what's up everybody? So we have got a cool video for you all today. Actually, this is going to be part of a series that Steve Arian, our Director of Training, and I have started. And it actually comes from you all. The idea came from you all. We get a lot of comments and a lot of questions in those comments. And probably one of the most common is asking us to explain what a certain terminology means. So like MOA for minute of angle, or BC ballistic coefficient. There's been some other ones as well. And so what we want to do is just break some of those things down into their simplest terms. Today, I apologize for the noise. I am actually on one of our ranches. I'm actually on one of our ranches. We got a field to table that's starting here in a couple of hours, and the ranch hands are cruising by. So now there's a lot of dust getting ready to go through here, but hey, this is part of it. It's live. This is what we do. Today's video is going to be about subtensions. Somebody asked us specifically about this, like, hey, you guys are using all this terminology. Can you just break it down to those of us that are relatively new and don't know what that terminology means? So today will be about subtension. Some of our future videos will be about measuring group size. That's one you all have asked about. That can also sometimes be controversial. We've measured some in the past and have gotten comments, that's not how you do it. When actually it is, because that's how we do it. But there is more than one way to skin a cat. So that'll be one of them. And then there'll just be some others that will break stuff down simply for you. So subtensions. Super simple. We'll keep this video relatively short. Subtensions are just a measuring tool. They are actually the measurements in your optic, in your reticle. So all those hash marks that you see in your reticle, each one of those hash marks is a subtension, and they represent a value. Now, as you all know, we use Zeiss exclusively. The one I have today is the most common that we use in our long-range shooting classes. This is the Conquest V4, 6-24, but across brands and even within the same brand, you can have multiple different reticles, and each different reticle can have a different representation of what each mark represents. This particular one, the Conquest V4, is in second focal plane. I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole. If you want to see how to use a second focal plane, we did a really good video that you can watch here, or I will leave a description, or I'll leave a link in the description for you all to review. It's a really good video on how to use second focal plane. But that is what this particular optic is. In this optic, each hash that you're going to see, it represents 1 minute of angle. Now, with that being said, on a second focal plane, your subtensions are only good at are only accurate at that number I just gave you in 1 magnification. And in most optics, that is the full magnification. So in this one, I will have everything on 24 power. I have my Tacticam camera set up on here, the FTS, so you can have a first-person view to see what I'm seeing, and you will actually be able to see the reticle, and we'll talk about it a little bit. So full magnification, the subtensions will be accurate for this optic. That's going to be 1 minute. What you're going to see is the crosshair. It's a floating crosshair. So the top, the bottom, the left and right ends represent 1 minute of angle. Now what you're going to see after that, you're going to see a large hash mark. So now the first large hash mark will be 2 minutes of angle, followed by a small one, which will be 3 minutes, followed by another larger one, which will be 4. So all of the large hash marks are going to be even numbers. All the small ones will be odd numbers. Why is this important? Subtensions are important so that if you are not turning your dial, it's important for you to know what your subtensions are. So if you need to do a hold, you've got an animal at 300 yards and you know with your particular rifle and ammo that you need to be at 4 minutes. Well, now you can use your subtensions and hold 4 minutes, send it, and put your animal down. That's why it's important. Or the same for holding wind, which is where we use them the most. A lot of times with the optics that we're using, we'll dial Sometimes you don't have time to, or maybe you just prefer not to. And that's why it's important for you to understand what your subtensions are. I've got something crawling on me. That's why it's important for you to know what your subtensions are so that you can make an accurate shot. So let's take a look here. I'm going to fire up the Tacticam so that you can see the same thing that I'm seeing. So as we look through here, at either end, like I mentioned a second ago, is going to be 1 minute of angle at 100 yards. So that next, on either side, left or right, that next big mark is going to be 2 minutes. And then the smaller one is going to be 3, then 4, then 5. So like I said, the big mark will be even, the small mark will be odds. And then you go all the way out to the right or the left, and that next big mark has a 10 under it. That's telling me that I am at 10 minutes. So we'll hold it right on the center. So right there, I am holding now 10 minutes of wind in my optic. You can see that my crosshair is way off to the left. So if I had a left to right wind, I am pushing my barrel into the wind, and I'm now holding 10 minutes of wind in my reticle. So you would use that in conjunction with your ballistic app, understanding what the wind is. Elevation, you will do the exact same thing. So let's do one here for elevation. Let's just actually, here, let's just go all the way out to, that's 300 yards. So I know with this optic, with this gun, with this ammo, at 300 yards, I need to hold 4 minutes of elevation. So we know right now that the end of that crosshair is 1 minute. The next big hash mark is 2 minutes. The small one is 3, and then that next big one is 4 minutes. And you can see right below that where the line is big and out the end, it's saying 5 minutes. So for this one, what I would do at 300 yards, I would hold 4 minutes. You can see that big mark is right on the center. That is my subtension. So that's what it looks like to hold 4 minutes. Now, if I needed to hold wind, let's say I had a right to left wind, I'm going to push into the wind, and now I'm holding 2 minutes of wind, and I'm holding 4 minutes of elevation. And that's what it would look like. So we'll come back over here to 100 so we can see just a little bit better. And if I needed to hold 20 minutes, which is going to be about 700 yards, that's what it would look like. You can see how my crosshair is way above the target, but my subtensions tell me 20 minutes is right there, and now I'm holding center. So it's really just that simple. Subtensions are just a measurement. Keep this in mind. It can be different on multiple different optics. It can be different with the same optic company, but with different reticles. So make sure that you read what the manufacturer says that your subtensions are for each specific reticle. Hope that helps, and we will see you guys on the next video.